So anytime we have multiple statements, we're trying to sort out how they're related. I think the best way to do them is to do a Venn diagram. When you do Venn diagrams for logic, sometimes they're called Euler diagrams. Euler's got an interesting spelling. It's based off this famous old mathematician. So I'll show you how to draw them for each of these. So usually what I do this is I do it in three parts. I draw out a diagram for one premise, I draw out a diagram of the other premise, I try to see how they fit together, and then I explore the conclusion to see how it fits in. So all people cherishing living are persons living excellent lives. Pretty straightforward diagram for that. All the people that cherish living, so let's say that's this group right here, I'm just going to call them cherish. They are people who live excellent lives. So it would have to look something like this. We'll call those excellent people. So all the people who cherish living are persons living excellent lives. One has to sit inside of the other. That premise could be reworded. And when you read the book, you'll read there's lots of ways to state conditionals. So I could restate that premise as something like if a person cherishes living, then the person lives an excellent life. My point with that is some of these statements would be stated as the if-then version. The if goes inside the then. Second premise. All folks who live well are people cherishing living. Okay, so I'm going to make another circle over here for that one. So that's all folks who live well. What are we going to call them? We're going to just say they live well. Small on this whiteboard. Again. Well, there we go. So all of them are people who cherish living. So then the cherished living would have to go outside of that. Similar idea to the first one, but different groups. And then what I try to do is I try to put these together. How do these two fit together? And sometimes it's just obvious. Well, here I have cherish inside excellent, and here live well is inside cherish, so I could redraw it with all three of them together, and I think it would look like this. Where the outer one is the excellent. The middle one is the cherish. And the very inner one is the live well. That seem reasonable so far? Putting them together? Okay. Once I've decided how the two premises fit together, then I start thinking about the conclusion. And what I want to know is, based on my diagram that put the premises together, is the conclusion true or false? Or does it depend? Like some of the other example we saw about BMCC in Oregon, or not in Oregon. Okay, all folks who live well. So now I'm working on the conclusion. That's this group here. Are persons living excellent lives? So is the lived well totally inside excellent lives? It looks like it is. So since the conclusion fits with the drawing that I made, putting the premises together, the conclusion must be true or valid. If things don't match up quite right with the conclusion, then it's false or invalid. And there's a few examples of this in the book. I will recommend you read them and try and make sure they make sense, how they put the premises and the conclusion together. And something, again, I want to remind you of the way these statements are made, the premises, they are also conditionals because they can be restated as an if-then. Okay? And the book goes over a bunch of examples of different ways you can state an if-then that don't even have the word if and then in them. Right? Like these premises don't have the words if and then, but they could if I rewrite them and mean the same thing. That takes some getting used to. Next, I'm going to back up in the homework and look at some more complicated truth tables based on the truth tables we know. Oh, slides get out of order somehow. Let me fix this quick. So, simple truth table, simple truth table, simple truth table, more complicated truth table. I want to do it a little bit harder. Simple truth table. Oh, maybe I didn't give you guys any complicated truth tables. Wow, this is your lucky day. Holy moly. You don't have any complicated truth tables. They're all simple. All right, let's do one of the simple ones together then. Let's see. We did, that one is the or, that one's the and. This one is an and with a not. Okay, this one is this is as complicated as it gets. You guys got lucky. Anyone take Math 105 here at the college? I know a couple of you did. Admitting it in the room. No. Okay. Never mind. Page. So if it's not one of my basic truth tables for this. Oh, I'm still recording. I thought I stopped it. Well, we'll stop it.